Hello there, Facebook friends. Welcome to High Ticket Offers Live. My bad, not closing, Offers Live. Hey, I'm Divian Mystery, and welcome to this live. Today we are talking about the real problem that people face. You might have faced it, or you might be facing it right now when trying to sell or when selling and marketing high ticket offers. Look, here is the thing that I see over and over and over again. When people try and sell high ticket offers, they start to get fearful. Here's what the problem is. I'm going to tell you how to overcome this as well, but here's what the problem is. The problem is people go to sell these high ticket offers and they get fearful of their personal self-worth. Now, there are people out there who go, you know what, business and your personal life, two totally separate things. They do not go together. They're different. They're separate, and they have nothing to do with each other. You shouldn't put your emotions into business, and I agree to some extent. Of course, putting your emotions into business stops you from moving forward in business. However, it's a real thing. It happens. People do it. Especially when you're an entrepreneur, you're somebody who creates courses online, somebody who teaches other people what they know, runs your own business. You don't have this massive organization to look after. It's you running your business at home. It's really easy to slip into that. Am I really worthy of this? Is my self-worth really right? Is this the right price to charge? And it's one of the big challenges that I see, because here's the thing. If you want to sell high ticket, you've got to price yourself at high ticket, right? It's as simple as that. And you've got to have confidence in yourself and be able to sell that high ticket. And the only thing that stops that is self-worth. Now, here's a few ways in which that pans out. Here's a few ways in which it occurs, in which it starts to even occur. The first way is usually something else in your life. So, for example, if you're somebody who teaches people your expertise, maybe you show them how to stop smoking, you show them how to learn how to hypnotize people, how to coach people in life, how to parent their kids, how to be more loving, how to sell more of their services, how to trade forex, how to whatever it is that you help them do. There are a few things that can massively affect this, right? Here's number one that I've seen, right? Is if you've got some debt, sometimes you have this thing in your head going, oh, well, I've got debt. Therefore, the value of my product is lower because I'm in debt. And no entrepreneur, nobody in the world is in debt. Or if I'm in debt, I shouldn't charge as much. and it's not true, right? And I'm going to tell you why in a moment. The second thing that can come up is what other people have said to you in the past. Maybe your parents, maybe people you've grown up with, maybe your teachers, whoever has said, you're no good at that. So you go, well, actually, if I'm not good at it, I shouldn't charge as much. Right? The next thing that could come up is that your current monthly income might not be very high. So you go, I don't earn that much right now, therefore I shouldn't charge as much. Once I earn more, I should charge more. Again, the two things are not correlated, but this thing happens in our head where we correlate the two things, right? And another thing that might happen is you might just compare to other people. Their website's better than mine. Their offer is better than mine. They are more confident than me. They are more this than me. They're slimmer than me. Therefore, I shouldn't charge as much. They wake up earlier than me. Therefore, I shouldn't charge as much. They do more work than me. Therefore, I shouldn't charge as much. They this, that, there, that, blah, 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 blah. Right? And we have these things going through my head going, you know what? Because I'm not this thing that I think I should be based on maybe other people's opinions or where you're at in life right now, I shouldn't charge as much for the value that I offer. And I'm here to tell you, that's a complete load of rubbish. Absolute load of rubbish, right? Your value in what you charge in your offer, you selling high ticket, has absolutely nothing to do with your personal life circumstances right now or how it's been in the past or what other people have told you. Has nothing to do with that. And I'm going to tell you what it does have to do with in a moment. But it has absolutely nothing to do with that, by the way. That's the real clear thing that you've got to see. It's nothing to do with that. But we learn these things, right? And here's the thing. is if you listen to all this stuff over here and you go, well, I shouldn't be charging high ticket because, you know, I'm not in good shape, as good a shape as I could be right now, right? Or I'm in a bit of debt, so I shouldn't be charging as much. Or I'm in blah, 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 all these things, right? Here's what will happen, right? Is you will probably end up discounting your product or service, your offer, the thing that you sell to other people, you discount it, and then you'll regret it. Because by discounting it, or you'll be on a phone call with somebody and you go, for you, I'll do it at this price instead of what you actually advertise, because you think by saying that it's going to close them, right? You're wrong. Well, you're right. It could close them, but they're not going to be the right person for you, and you're going to give up an opportunity to work with the right person by taking on a client which isn't the right person, and it happens all the time, right? I've done it before, and I'm telling you from my experience, I've done it before. And so here's the thing, right, is if you want to charge high ticket, you've got to charge high ticket, right? You've just got to go in there and charge it. Here's a little golden nugget I want you to take away from this call. Hey there, Dulcie, great for joining. By the way, if you're joining us, say hello. Let me know that you're here. If you're on the replay, put hashtag replay below. Let me know that you're on the replay. I'd love for you to know that. Love to know that you are here and you're getting some value from this. Here's the thing. It takes the same amount of effort, exactly the same amount of effort, to close a client for, say, 500 quid, £1,000, £2,000, as it does to close somebody at £10,000. Now look, what you sell them might be marginally different. There might be a small amount of difference between the £500 packet and the £10,000 package. Usually there's not. It's just delivery. It's just how you deliver it. It's not actually the content. It's not the value that you offer. It's not the information that you offer. It's the way the value might be positioned might be slightly different. But to be honest, to close a client for £1,000 versus £10,000, it takes the exact same amount of effort. And so this notion of, well, hang on a minute, my self-worth, I'm not sure I should charge more because of this or that or the other, I am in this circumstance or that circumstance, will hold you back from ever charging more, will hold you back from ever getting the clients that you really want. And here's the thing, I've always found the people who pay the most are the people who are the most easiest to have the conversation with and turn into a client. Literally the easiest. The easiest sales I've ever made are always the ones who pay the most. They don't question it. They just go, yeah, I'm in. Here's the bank transfer. And that is the key, right? It takes the exact same amount of effort. So how do you overcome this? How do you overcome this challenge of, I'm not worth that much. I'm this, blah, 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 blah. All this rubbish that comes up in your head and you're like, yeah, I'm not this, I'm not that, when actually you should be just charging the value over here. The very first thing that I do and I help clients do is see your value, okay? See your value. How do you see your value? Write down your offer. Write down the value of your offer. What are the individual components of what you're offering? What are they actually worth? What is your time worth if you're delivering some? You're going to, most likely if you're selling high ticket, you're delivering some of it yourself, or one of your team members are if you've got a team. And what's your time worth? Like, what's your time really worth? Now, you might want to work backwards from this to go, how much do I want to earn? And based on how much I want to earn, how much do I need to charge to get to how much I want to earn? So if you want to earn 100k a year, you go, okay, I want to earn 100k a year. You take that and you go, how many hours a week, a week do I want to work? And you go, I want to work 30 hours a week, whatever that number is, right? You multiply that by the number of weeks in a year, you take the 100, you divide it by the total number of hours, and you get your hourly rate. So that's the minimum you should be charging, right? So then you take the number of hours you're going to put into this project, and you multiply it by the amount of time that you're putting into the project. Now, here's where a lot of people slip up, is they don't, when they're doing calls, for example, is they go, well, the call is 30-minute call. Right? I offer a 30-minute call and it's X amount of pounds, right? Or dollars or whatever you charge it. And what they don't consider is this time that you take beforehand to get ready for the call and the time it takes you after the call to decompress from the call. Because it takes your energy to do a call, right? You need some time afterwards. You're not going to jump straight into the next thing. You have to decompress because you are giving your best in that call. You are giving 100% of yourself in that call, and to do that, takes energy, and that's okay. So you've got to go, okay, Well, what does that mean in terms of my time input for each call? Maybe your call is 30 minutes, but it takes you 15 minutes to prepare for it and 15 minutes to decompress from it. So actually, that's an hour of your time, not 30 minutes of your time. Now you multiply that by your hourly rate and you start to work out each and every component of what you're offering in your offer to develop this value. And you can now clearly, from doing that, you'll be able to clearly see what the value is. Now you still might have them things in your head going, meh, 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 meh. You're not worth it because of this, you're not worth it because of that, blah, 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 right? And that happens, don't worry, that happens to everybody. Ignore it. If you have to, go and practice it in the mirror saying your price. That's £5,000, you know. If you have to do that, do it. If you feel fearful, do it, practice it. But start offering people that price. Don't discount it. As soon as you discount it, I tell you what will happen. You will say subconsciously to yourself that I'm not worth this much. I'm worth less than this much. My experience, my value, my expertise is worth less than this much. And I work with so many people, and I know that every time I work with somebody, usually, especially people who are introverted, people who are like INFJs, people who are a bit quieter, a bit more sensitive, they tend to be the people, and I love working with you guys, by the way, I'm sensitive, they tend to be the people who devalue themselves the most. But actually, they're often the people who have the most value. Crazy, isn't it? It's crazy what we do in our heads and how we think in our heads. And here's the reality, right? Is you are valuable. You have something amazing and valuable to offer to the world. And if you're already selling courses online and you want to leverage to that point of selling a high ticket offer, this is one thing you're going to have to overcome. So use that method that I just told you. Write out everything in your high ticket offer and stretch yourself. Don't allow yourself to stay in this place where actually that price there is comfortable. Maybe it is right now, and sell a couple of people at that price, but then raise it. Sell a couple of people more and raise it. And generally speaking, it only takes you about 3, maybe 4 times of selling at that particular price for you to go, well, actually, yeah, that's my price now. That is my price. That's it. That's what I charge. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. Whoever did that, I didn't see who it was. That is my price. And that's all it takes, right? I say that's all it is. That is what it takes to make that happen. You are intrinsically worthy. You are intrinsically valuable regardless of what you charge in your business. The price in your business is actually not correlated to your self-worth or your value, your valuableness. They're two separate things. Your price is your price, which is the value of what your product or service, which is not your personal value. You got to take yourself out of the equation and go, what is this actually worth? And don't compare to other people. Get your price and stick to your price. The right clients will come forth and they'll be like, yeah, here's the money, here's the transfer. And it will be a no-brainer. It'll be so easy for you to make that shift, make that change, and start to get them clients in. But you have to first decide that you are going to charge more and charge what you are worth, because there are so many people out there willing to pay that. Just solve a problem for them, they're willing to pay it. So look, that is the first biggest problem that people face. And thank you so much for joining me on this live. I am looking forward to doing more of these lives very soon. So keep an eye out for these lives. I'm going to be doing them more regularly. And we're going to be going through lots of different topics around high ticket offers. This is the High Ticket Offer Live, episode number 1. I'm still Divya Mistry. I look forward to seeing you on the very next episode. Go out there, go and sell some high ticket and start to transform your life. I look forward to speaking to you soon.